Hello,
Hi.
hey everyone. So I'm a little late. It's just really busy over here. I'm actually not going to be able to stay on the line. Is there anything that we need to vote on? I have about 10 minutes.
We're at 7, ma'am.
Yes, so I'm going to call to order for this meeting. It's 11:06, and we're going to skip Pledge of Alliance. So we have 7 members. We're missing Maita, Cecilia, and Mr. Gomez. Roger, if you can stay until Mr. Gomez comes in, that will be great because we can have quorum.
Okay, perfect. I can do that. He's intending to come in.
Yes, but he's gonna be a little bit late, so if anyone can text him that we're just, like, we have Roger here, but he needs to leave, that
Yeah.
would be. So,
Yeah, perfect. I appreciate your understanding.
yeah, yes, but we need 7 for quorum, and we have 7 with you. So if you leave the meeting, we can continue.
Okay. Yeah, I can stay on the line for now.
Okay. So, I mean, if we have any public comments, we're good. Okay. And then Guillermo sent the minutes from last meeting, from the meeting that we have on the 27th. Oh, yeah. So this is just for purchasing the insurance for the board, and also we approve. So we said that we were going to talk about today the position. So we recommended a person for this position. And
Correct. Today, what we're basically doing is going to review the contract and approve it or not.
right. So I don't know if you have time to look at the contract. I honestly haven't. I didn't look at the contract before. So let me open my file. But if anyone had and can comment, please go ahead.
Yeah, I read through it and I thought it looked great. It was pretty extensive. It covered, the major functions, the pay that we're gonna give, and it looked like a 1-year renewal or like a 1-year contract, which is great. For contracting, it's gonna be easier. We'll know where we're at the end of the year. So yeah, it looked well thought out, and I didn't have too many comments on that, and I don't know if anyone else did. That was just my take on the read.
I also have an Excel spreadsheet that I should have attached and I just forgot. It's basically just a payout showing the dates, pay periods, the pay date, and the amount. The reason why the contract came out where is it? To 50,000.08 is because you can't divide 50,000 by 26 pay periods because we pay them bi-weekly. So we needed the 8 cents in there just to round off.
Right.
So basically, the contract states that it starts August 16th. So that gives that person 2 weeks to, I guess, put their affairs in order. And it gives us 2 weeks to kind of get stuff in order too. And the first pay period would be August 16th through August 29th, and they would get paid a week later for that work on September 4th. So for every 2 weeks that they work, they'll get paid 1 week later. And that's just the standard way we work in the city.
Okay. I think that sounds pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, I skimmed through the contract. It looks fine to me. And I like how it works in terms of the compensation. So so if anybody else has any comments?
I would, I don't know.
Hi,
I'm sorry,
Priscilla.
this is Priscilla, sorry.
Yes.
Under the compensation area, I don't know if we need to be this specific or not, but where it's the biweekly, is that going to be pre-tax or after tax? You know, are we going to be taking out the taxes for them? Is it going to be a 1099? Is it going to be a W-2? How is this going to be paid out? Like,
I think the idea is that they will be also responsible for their own taxes.
okay,
Correct.
okay. So then I would maybe just add in there that, you know, they would need how they would be paid so that they're not under the understanding that, you know, the organization is going to take that on.
Yeah, we missed you last time to talk about this, Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will add a line about taxes then.
Are there any other comments? John, do you have any other comments?
No, I think the contract looks good, and yeah, I agree. Let's just put a sentence in there about that he's responsible for his withholding and everything else.
Okay, so we're not withholding taxes for him.
So I thought the city council, the city legal was going to look it over, but are we gonna is this what we're gonna present to him then, or as it is exactly?
Right, since this contract is from Lucas and not the city won't look over this. But I guess in its form, the city has looked over something very similar, if you know what I mean. So I think we have a good base here.
Okay, so if no one has any comments, a motion to approve the contract with the changes on the tax line.
Second.
All in favor? That was John.
In favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Yay, so we approve our contract.
I'll make those changes, Marcela, and I'll email them to you this afternoon.
Yes, perfect. And I've been in touch with Jose, and he knows that we're going to present a contract to him today. So how many days does he have to accept this contract? Like until Monday? 24 hours? I don't know.
I would give him a couple of days. I don't think.
Yeah, a couple of business days.
Okay.
Wednesday or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I don't think he needs more than 2 days after you present it to him.
Okay, so Wednesday, you think it's a good day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then today also, we were going to decide on, there were 3 items on the agenda. I can remember looking at the budget proposal for from Berman. So I just sent the budget proposal for Berman. And I mean, of course, I mean, we're open to discussion on that proposal. So what it says pretty much is that he's proposing 2 days per week on and off site, and he would like to address with his expertise different type of issues depending on what they need. So that is instructional gardening sessions, planning design, meetings for program development, research, plant propagation, etc. Also,
I think we should let the director, since it's going to be an expense and it's something that's based on his expertise, how much we're going to need. I think he should decide that once we bring him on, and if he has any questions, we at least present him with his option and tell him this is an option for him to extend his knowledge.
It's a great point.
We should decide that.
well, I think it would be an idea to have the person on board discuss this contract or this proposal with us. I mean, I'm just concerned about the budget. The consulting compensation is 800 per month for 2 days every week for 6 months. I mean, that means that it will be about $10,800 from our budget to cover this line.
Do we have that in the budget to be able to spend? I know that some of the city funds were already designated to certain areas.
Right, so what we have on the budget is money, the funds for staff assistant or administrative assistant or some kind of the director. Thank you, Roger. And with this, I mean, it will completely, almost completely eat the budget for that position. So I don't even know if this is something that we should consider, or if we go back to Berman and say, well, maybe we need some other kind of arrangement.
I think the idea was that we wouldn't have him for the whole year. It was for however long the director needed. If he needs 1 month, 2 months of experience to be transferred in terms of knowledge transfer, then that's how long we can have it. But I still think we shouldn't be making that decision. It's something yes or no. It should be. Well, of course, we'll tell him if he wants it. What are the parameters? We can't spend this much because of our budget right now. Get a grant, and then we can hire him for however long we want. But I think it's premature for us to decide yes or no on this without the director.
I agree. I don't have enough information to be able to vote yes or no to that. I can see both scenarios where we would need a consultant, and I can see where we wouldn't. And I know originally when we came up with this idea, we were considering a number of applicants, and some of which had zero horticultural experience. I know with Jose, he is on the more experienced side of the candidates. So I can definitely foresee us not needing any type of outside consultation at this point. But I do agree if the executive director has a 1-year contract and the security of his position depends on what he does, he should have a say-so on how the money is spent.
Okay, so we're going to table this item until next month.
And Marcella, I guess there are maybe some circumstances where we would need Berman, but I would feel better if he had a proposal of a per event proposal, and let's say Corona gets to a level where it's safe to do plantings or garden lessons, whatever, then maybe just have, if he could give us a proposal for a per event, then maybe we can maybe we can use them in that capacity.
Okay, that's
Just a quick comment on that. I think that we have to trust the executive director, that we are bringing on board, and we need to make sure that the people align with the vision that he also has for what he wants to do with the organization. So I think it would be important for him to at least chat with Berman beforehand and see what are his needs, and then maybe Berman can come up with something if the executive director felt like we needed that extra assistance in that area. Then they can kind of tailor something that fits the needs, and then I feel then could come to the board and say, okay, we're looking at this type of thing, but at least we know the executive director's on board and has a vision for that.
something more specific you're thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tailor-made. That's the only way to get the most out of it. If we know exactly what we need it for.
Personally, Marcela, I just wanted to say that I think that the rate of $1,800 a month for 2 sessions a week is really kind of high, especially when you consider, I don't imagine him working more than 4 hours per session. So that comes out to $225 per session at the rate of like $56 an hour if he, works a 4-hour session. If anything, I don't see the need for him right now, kind of like what John said, with the state of our community as it is, I don't think that an $1,800 investment in August or even in September, would come to fruition. Yeah, maybe later on, but even later on, I don't see spending $1,800 a month for that.
Right. So I asked him about his hourly rate, and he said that he was calculating something about $30 per hour, thinking that he would be doing work 8 hours for those 2 days. I agree with all of you. I mean, I'm not pushing this item. I just got this proposal, and we have talked about this idea. So I'm just presenting to you what he sent to me. But I mean, I can definitely go back to him and say, well, we have hired a new person. This person will make the decision, see if we need any other support, and we will discuss with you specific deliverables that we want from any consulting that you will provide. So, I mean, so the idea is that, so motion to wait until the executive director actually decides what to do with it.
Second, yeah. Agree.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good. Do we have any other pending item? Guillermo, please help me here because I am a little bit
Yeah,
off.
I've got an item for the
Oh,
group.
yes.
So we had a staff meeting on Tuesday, and JJ brought up the Conseco lease, and so we looked into that, and so the city manager already has authority to execute that, negotiate and execute. So JJ's already sent it off to the city attorney for review and for the city manager's signature.
That's excellent news. Thank you so much. That is great. Excellent. Kirby, do you know when we're going to get any information?
Say that again?
Do you know when we're going to get any feedback, information back, counter proposal, whatever from the city? Do you have any idea?
It's probably going to take maybe a week to go through the system. So probably next week, we should have a signed document, and then we need to whip out the checkbook and write a check for $12.
Awesome. We can do that.
Okay.
Did we already discuss the creation of the volunteer committee?
No, we didn't. We didn't discuss the creation of the volunteer committee.
Okay, that's the only thing pending.
Okay, so do you want to move the discussion to the volunteer committee? Derek, actually Derek and Bobby had this idea, so I don't know, Derek, if you want to jump in, explain a little bit more where we're coming from with this idea for volunteers.
I'm a little lost there. That was my idea.
That was your idea?
I need
I
to.
thought Derek was the volunteer committee.
Yeah, I've kind of been that already, but I don't remember I don't remember specifically what that was, so I'm going to take the fifth on that for now.
You want to table it till next month?
Yeah, wait till next month. But I'm sure it was a great idea, and it sounds like I was going with a flow of creativity at the time. But yeah, and I think a volunteer committee that sounds great. But volunteers that just seems like a lot to chew on right now. Like with the volunteers are the only thing that's been keeping this going, and I'm excited about an executive director, and I think let's go from there in next month.
Yeah,
We'll
the
get
idea
back to
was
this.
how to incentivize more the board to actually help with the volunteers, because I mean the volunteers right now they need items. So I've been meeting with the Hillside group, and they have given me a list of items they would like for next time. I'm honestly holding it because I want the executive director to help us with that. And then also, I mean, in terms of participation and what kind of support we can provide for these volunteers is also pending. But I agree with Derek. I mean, we can wait until the executive director comes on board and we can just move forward. So if we don't have any, okay, so we're tabling these for next time. And if anybody else has any other comment, please let me know. Good. So I think we can adjourn the meeting. Okay, so we're going to adjourn the meeting at 11:28. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and we'll present this contract to Jose Moreno for his approval. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, have a great weekend. Thanks.
I motion to end the meeting. I think we need a motion in second.
Oh, yes.
So I motion to end it.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Roger.
That's okay. Thank you all. I appreciate it.